road's a little bit rough. It's like this every spring. I'm gonna have to take that tractor out with a bulldozer and clean this thing right up. It's another drop dead gorgeous day. This makes a few in a row now. It's getting to be a trend. I'm hoping I can finish up the logging operation today. But, you know, a couple of comments on the Hudzel saw is, you know, I put quite a few tanks through it now, and it's picked up a fair amount of compression, and it's also picked up a fair amount of power. And the pull start mechanism, which is a Hudzel pull start, is holding up to that much higher compression ratio. The decom, which is also a Hudzel part, it works on the first pull, and now the compression's gotten higher. As soon as you make that first pull, it shuts tight, and you got to hit it again for the second pull. I find that kind of interesting. I think a true Husqvarna OEM decom probably wouldn't do that. I gotta say something. If I didn't say it already, I may have started the whole conversation talking about Hudzel saw. That saw there, I've done a lot of the topping and the limbing with it. You can see the kind of work I've done with it. If you look at that top right there, it's a little bit heavy for that, but it works. Nothing is failing on that saw. Once I figured out that you got to give that gas cap an extra little twist, it's never fallen off again. And I pinned the choke lever, and it's never fallen off again. And all the other parts are still working, and this is getting through a job. So if I had put this saw together for this particular job, this job alone would have paid for it quite handily. I'm going to get probably $1,500, $2,000 out of this cut, and $250 Hudzel did the work quite handily. So, and the other thing I can tell you is it doesn't seem to use a lot of fuel. It seems to me that the Hudzel system is an engineered system. You know, the size of the muffler, the way the port timing is. When I first saw it relative to, you know, OEM parts and what we know about work saw builds, it seemed like the port timing was a little bit out of whack with that big giant blowdown number at 27 degrees. But you know something? The darn saw cuts wood well. It has a lot of torque, doesn't use a lot of fuel for a 70 plus cc saw, and so far is holding up pretty well. more. A lot of those are pecker poles. He's got marked. I think that's more firewood. We got 2 logs out of that one. That's a nice tree right there. So we got one over here, and we got an X. The X is firewood. Gonna take a quick break, and there was a turkey making a racket before. Quiet now. I figured I'd turn the camera on. Maybe we can catch some of the woods noise as compared to the chainsaw noise that was just here about 2 minutes ago. I hear a woodpecker way the heck out there. You know what this reminds me of? Oh my God, gotta be 30 years ago. There used to be the Yule log. You sit there and watch a freaking Yule log on TV on Christmas Eve. Well, I think we're gonna have the Hudzel saw. Well, this segment is called Wishing I Had a Farmy Winch, because if I did, what's going to take me probably a half hour, 45 minutes, it would take me probably 15 minutes if I had a farmy winch on the back of this little tractor. But this is my reality, so let the struggles ensue. Now if this works right, I put the hitch so it's on the other side of the log, so it'll pull and roll it. Maybe I won't have to cut down that little tree. One of the things you do when you tighten these things up is, I want about a foot, maybe 18 inches. And the other thing, make sure you don't let the chain get underneath your drawbar. Because when you lift up on your 3-point, that's underneath the drawbar. You can break things. But anyway, change the angle and drag the sucker off and come back and get another one. This is more wishing I had a skidder and wish I had remembered to bring my tongs. One of the things I had done with the ash trees was I'd lay a small tree down where I thought the thing was going to fall. More often than not, it would keep the end of the tree up and I didn't have to go fishing for a place to get the chain underneath. Well, this one here, where I want to put the chain, is sitting right on a root, so I'm going to actually have to move the tree first and then move the chain. Kind of an awkward way of doing things, but you know, it's what I got. Got to put it by this tree because the sun's going down, going right to the camera, but yet some more awkward skidding.